Sorry. Had a cough today. So, right off the break, KUSAMA, just awesome chart. It's very beginning. I think there's a couple charts that have a little more history and it doesn't have much. It's just down here, not doing shit. But it's a test net for dot. It's impressive. It sounds like, I don't be funny, but it sounds like to me it's impressive. It's a test net for dot, and oftentimes whoever's using it as a test net just ends up using KUSAMA as their protocol to run their shit, I guess, whatever they run off of it. Um, there's 1,000% to the all-time high, so it's automatically interesting. It's also a super low cap coin. 7 mil supply. That is a huge advantage. That is a huge advantage for what? The low supply is huge for upwards volatility. Eventually, not the next bull run, I'm not saying that, but eventually we'll be looking at a chart like this and price action will be up here. Because with super low cap coins, they are uber volatile to the upside. Because, let me see if I can explain this correctly. Because on CoinMarketCap, coins are ranked by market cap, meaning the exact amount of dollars in that market. In the Bitcoin market, the market cap is huge because it's the most popular and the most money's in it. But the way you get your market cap is the current trade price multiplied by the supply of that token or coin. So I can't ever explain it correctly, but if Kusama's going to double in market cap, it won't necessarily double in price. It's going to outperform something. If Kusama had a Kusama nemesis and they were exactly opposing each other and they were battling back and forth and they were neck and neck, they were literally neck and neck on the board, all the stats were the same. If Kusama had 7 million and its competitor had 100 million supply, Kusama's token price is going to blast past it on a chart, if that makes sense, because of the lower supply. So, I mean, that's just a supply lesson. The reason I say risk to reward on this one is because not many that I can find, current price action is what this little green line right here is, not many that I can find only have low digit drawdowns to the bottom of the price action and the bottom of this bear we're in. At the bottom so far. Who knows if we bottom? Who cares? Let's just trade it like the bottom's in right now until they prove us wrong. So 14%, 13, 14% down to the bottom of that price action. That's hard to find right now. Here, just for a stupid example. First one, 35%. Second one, 39%. Comp, I know it's probably up like 100. Yeah, 45%. I mean, what I'm saying, let's see what Bitcoin is real quick, just out of curiosity. Yeah, the only one, one of the few that you're going to find with that is Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin's the least volatile. So that just gives you an idea that Kusama has either made its bottom or it's close and people are not let it breach this point. That's just what that tells me. So let's go back to the regular chart. So risk to reward is obviously right off the bat just huge, and I'm talking about the top. This is for long term. I'm not waiting for a pop on this one. This one doesn't look very like a poppy asset, but risk to reward. If I'm trading for, say, it's got to be a 3 to 1. So if I'm trading to here, God damn it, if I'm trading to there, and I want to enter right here, I don't want to wait for them to pull it back because I think it's about to take off. And I say, all right, let's figure out the math right here. So 50, just say 50 for a round number is my entry point, and say 43 is where I'm going to place this stop. It's a 13% drawdown. So whatever money I put in this, I'm willing to give back 13% of that trade. Not my account, but the amount that I put in this trade. 13% of the money I put in this trade is going to automatically be at risk if I choose to put my stop down here, 13% away. So the way to understand how many shares or coins or tokens it is that I'm going to buy, I said to somebody the other day that I'm only going to risk between 2 and 5% per trade based on what it is, the setup, so and so. So on this one, if my entry's at 50 and my stop is at 43, there's $7. $7 there difference for each of the shares that I buy of this. You have to figure out the amount of your account that you want to trade, the amount of your account you want to consider like hodl, stuff like that. But you have to know the amount of capital that you're actively trading with. If you have $1,000 account that you're trading with, just per se, 5% of that would be 50 bucks. 2% would be 20. So I mean, it's small numbers, but it's the same. It's percentages. So the max amount I'm gonna buy, the max amount I'm gonna have at risk is 50 bucks. So if my drawdown is 7, automatically when I enter the trade, I need to divide my $50 allowance for my 5% at risk on my trading account. I need to divide that 50 by 7. And it happens to be 7.14. So you can buy 7.14 KUSAMA, which 7.14 KUSAMA times 50, that's $357. $357 entered into this trade on a $1,000 account. That's what I've been trying to say about the risk management strategy. Does my whole account ever go into a trade? No. It's not possible based on risk, unless there's no risk. But there's no trade that you can enter that is not at risk. So you have to calculate that risk, and you have to use as many different variables to give you your own edge to calculate that risk very meticulously in your own way. So this is like the equation that I use to enter my stop, My entry, my stop, my position size, everything plays a part in this whole system. So this is the whole risk management strategy. And there's ways to manipulate it for the better, for the worse, for the aggressive, for the docile, conservative. Um, but for now, this is just your basic risk management strategy. Now, when we really get into stuff, when we start going bull, um, we can start we can start watching stuff take off, and we can start saying, all right, boom, we're stopping it there. Stuff's moving up, and just pretend the rest of this chart's not here, and pretend we're in bullish territory, and everything's just going up. It's like shooting darts at a dartboard, and you make money. So we stop it close. We only have a 2% drawdown. What that means is if you can get away with tight stops, you can put a whole lot more cash into this trade. You'd be able to put like something like $700 into this trade at that point, with $1,000 account. I'm just using round numbers, but that should kind of give you an idea of what I mean by that. And what I was saying the other day to, I believe his name was Wyatt, was this is my first trade. If we can pretend this is my first trade on this account and I'm starting fresh with risk management, this trade will pretend that I'm using the other stop. Once this trade, well, no, I'm sorry. Let's use that other line because that'll make a little bit more sense for this one. So once price action, this is my entry. I allow it to come down here, fuck around down here. If it goes down below this red line, I'm stopped. But we'll pretend it stays above this red line and it gets above my entry. Comes back down and it comes up, and it's gotten itself above this price action here, and it's creating some structure up here. At that point, when it's creating structure above this level, I'm gonna bring this stop up to my entry. At which point, this trade is no longer at risk. If the price action does happen to, bam, do some crypto shit, I don't lose anything. I didn't have any money at risk. Sure, the money that I had in this trade was basically useless, but what did I do? I did my number one rule. I protected my money. That's the number one rule in crypto. Protect your fucking money. Um, that's why I continue to say it's all about risk management, because without it, it's just what the hell you doing. Uh, but that's kind of that. Those are the basics. Once it pulls up, the trade is no longer at risk. But you have to give it time, because once it gets to right here, if you pull it up, they're just gonna go whoop and pull you out of the trade. So you have to wait for it to move up here and create structure. I mean, ideally, you want it to pull up here and wham down through it, so you know they don't have to come back down here to fix any order books or anything. So ideally, they do the flush, then they go up and create price action up here. That's a pretty confident pull up to break even, because you know they've already done their little move down to fix anything and stop anybody out, and they're ready to kind of continue on. But yeah, that's risk management 101, kind of basic bullshit. So any more questions about risk management, just let me know.